Today is May the 4th, and we thought we'd just do a little walk around and give you a tour of how all the plants and garden things are going. We're on our back deck right now. We figured we'd start here. My strawberries are growing well. I'm trying to keep most of the blossoms still off of them. There's some growing right there. So the plants will grow. About another month and I'll let them go. But I have just missed a few, and when they get to this point, let me see if I can find them now. When they get to a certain point, I'm just gonna let them go because my grandsons will love them. That one's ready to pick. Let me see what it tastes like. It looks really good. It could probably get a little bit riper, but it looks pretty good. Oh. Delicious. Very sweet. Swiss chard, I don't know if you can see it because it's very small, but it's finally coming up. I think it wasn't happy till it got a little warmer, which we had a very cold night before last. It got down to 37 here Saturday night, yeah. But it didn't frost, thank goodness, because I had too much stuff. I didn't even try to cover it. Now this here is romaine and lettuce. This is my second crop. So when my romaine, which you see right here, so you can see where we've been cutting off of that, which is really good. That's called, I want to say Paris Island is what it's called, Paris Island romaine, and it's been really well. Garlic is growing like crazy here, and I have red onions in the middle, but they haven't come up yet. We'll see. I don't know if the seed was bad or it just hadn't come up yet. My bunching onions are going to get cut down pretty soon. They're about done. I'm trying to decide whether to pull them. I need to try them and see what they taste like, but you know, they don't have much of a base to them because they're supposed to be chives, but they're great big. We've been eating off of that since last year, amazingly. And see, of course, onions are biennial, so they're blooming. So I'm letting some of the seeds fall, and I've already collected some of the seeds. The rest will just go in the compost when I'm done. I'll probably save some of it, but I want to replant that. Probably maybe summer squash or something will go up here. We're trying to figure out, we got babies in this birdhouse right here for the first time, I think. And I'm thinking it's goldfinch, but we'll see. That's what it looks like. So I got 2 sets of babies. We got bluebird babies, which we have all summer long. They come, those 2 pairs of bluebirds probably have as clutches, right? All right, so we walk down here. This is my other onions, which are doing fantastic. Like I said, I planted them at the same time as they did up there, but these are in, you know, I put probably 3 inches of new compost on here. This is just a little short row of lima beans because not too many people eat them except for me. I love them. There's a little bit of damage on those, but we'll have to check them out. We're trying to keep the aphids away. We sprayed with some, neem oil, and I got the 7 dust too. If I need it, I won't use it unless I need it. And this row is peas. Butter peas is what they're called, but you know, peas that you shell, like peas and carrot peas. These are snow peas, and they need to be picked. Right there, they're full. There's a bunch on there and there's a bunch coming. If you can see them, they're everywhere. And these peas some of them are up to 4 feet tall and they're really thick. And this is our new planter that John and I planted. You saw us planting this, and you saw us plant this side, I believe. They are happy. They're growing already. Now, some of these tomato plants are small, but they were really small when I planted them. But they already got new growth on them. It won't be too long before you'll see me putting them on the strings. Zinnia is going crazy. Basil's loving it. This is some Swiss chard I need to plant that I got plants. That one doesn't look that great, but you'll see down here where we planted some of it. And then some more pots. John noticed the potatoes are coming up in that one, right? Just started coming up because I wanted some more paste tomatoes for my sauces. Some more basil. I love the basil and the marigolds. My 2 favorite companion plantings. Here's some Swiss chard right here that's growing. It's looking pretty good. It's only been in the ground, less than a week, I think. Brussels sprouts, which I've never grown them before, but I love them. And then also basil, marigold, and another tomato. I got tomatoes everywhere. We've put up some more cattle gates for arches. This one that's the closest to us is going to be for cucumbers, and the farther one I haven't decided. Probably baby watermelons for sure. I'm probably going to plant winter squash from seed. I'll heal it up. Acorn squash, butternut squash, and maybe one other kind, and we'll let them vine. I told John I'm envisioning this in a couple months. This will be green all the way over all these. Our potatoes are doing excellent, and they're all planted in succession, so they'll all be done sort of at a different time, hopefully. And of course, we'll store them if we need to. These are all Blue Lake bush beans growing, and that is a black sunflower that's gone crazy since I planted it in here. Hopefully it'll get a little bit thicker on the stalk there. It looks a little leggy to me, but I think it'll be all right. I do have a few carrots in here. They were from last year, so we'll see what they look like pretty soon. They're really growing. I left them in there when I planted my beans. And all these planters, before the plants that are in there are probably all the way done, I'll go ahead and plant my tomatoes wherever they go in here and just let them start. So there's gonna be cover in here the whole time. I think my tomatoes in this one, I can't wait to see. All this nitrogen fixer, which if I haven't said before, all beans are what they call nitrogen fixers. It's a high percentage of nitrogen in our air, and it pulls it from the air and it actually stores it in the ground. If you plant any kind of bean before you plant nitrogen lovers like potatoes, peppers, for example, they'll use that nitrogen right up. More beans over here, and then just a few behind. You don't have to show those, John. More beans right here, and my lone holdover, my old asparagus. When we built our new deck, we screwed up our asparagus patch, but it's still growing some. There's a one on there right now, and we've ate some off of that actually. This raspberry plant is growing like crazy, and it's got lots of blossoms and even got raspberries. The one thing I'm worried about, and maybe someone can tell me because I'd love to know, is planted in a big pot. It's probably at least 30-gallon pot. Is it gonna continue to grow there, or will it get root bound? I don't know. So we'll figure it out, but so far it's happy. It's been there for 3 years now. And then we just got bags we already planted, and they're mostly Brussels sprouts, some celery that I'm experimenting with because I've never grown it before. We'll see. It's really small, just a few plants in there, and then those tomatoes don't look real good right now, but we'll see. I got plenty to replace them if I need to. Those are called Brandy Boys. They're a cross between Brandywines and Better Boys, which I bought. Only tomato plants I bought this year, and hopefully I won't buy any more because I thought I'd like to try them, and I saw them, but they don't look too good right now. But they've been well fed, got the minerals, got a few worms in there. The soil's nice and moist under the top, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they just need to take a while to get established. Yeah, that looks a little thin down there, but we'll see. We'll see. It's no loss either way. You can always replant. Now that tomato, which I grew from seed, looks really good. John, this one, that's aroma. Our aromas are doing great. I think some of this might have to do with the weather. We've had a very cool spring so far. What is it now, John? It's 76. Yeah, that's probably a good average for early May, but we've had some days that are in the 50s and nights in the 30s. So I was telling my wife just the other day that we had a frost advisory. I can't ever remember getting a frost advisory that late before. Okay, so before we get to the front yard and show you a few things, I just wanted to give you an update on my compost. First of all, I don't know if we have a video over here before, but where that chair is setting was a compost pile of, what, 5 feet high, John? Yeah. And John and I have used that all dawn. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so this is what I started this year already. As soon as the grass started growing, I started layering it. 2 or 3 coffee layers in there, spent coffee ground layers, paper, cardboard shredded in there, there's leaves shredded in there, there's more grass shredded in there. And I just started to turn this. And this is a great cross section of what it looks like. As you can see in the middle here, this might be, and it might not be, but it looks like it probably went anaerobic a little bit in the middle. Yeah, I can smell it. If you could smell it, you could smell that it's like a sweet smell. John knows what it smells like, other than the earthy smell that this is up here. But I quit worrying about it because I don't have time to flip this every other day. I think that it really helps the rest of the pile to compost regularly because you dig in there, there's worms, everything. They love it. So, and when I flip, I go top to middle, middle to bottom, and bottom to top. That's how I flip. That's what I'm getting. I mean, that you could probably just about use that. There's some bigger pieces. There's a little piece of cardboard right there, but that's some good looking stuff. I wouldn't have any trouble planting in that. So I'm happy with that. I got to finish flipping it. I'm flipping it over this way. And then the next time is going to all go in one big pile like you see behind me, which we'll look at in the middle. And I'll be done with it till I use it. That's all I do usually. Just sometimes I flip 3 times, but usually just twice. And on this end, but this is the one I'm working on now. And you can see the grass. The top was what was left over of my leaf and stick pile from last year, and it's gone now. I used it all. I got some wood ash to use. But anyways, coffee grounds again, grass, a nice layer of cardboard and paper shredded, and then also all my kitchen scraps, if you will. all that's in there. And so this is what we're working on now. And this was piled here. I piled this probably 2 months ago. So I'm really meticulous when I get it out, but this is what it looks like. Once again, I'm so happy with this. You see a few sticks in there, but I don't care about those. After that, adds structure a little bit, and they're breaking down. The microbes are loving those. And this is going in the front yard on where you'll see, we're doing one more section of grass in the front yard, and then we'll probably be done until the fall doing that. For one thing, it takes up a lot of my compost. I don't want to get too low. And for the other thing, it's just when it gets too warm, the grass doesn't grow well when it's young. The only thing I did to this was add some more coffee grounds because I'm planting grass, and what does grass love? Nitrogen. Coffee grounds add a little bit of nitrogen. And so I got a ton here, probably, I would say 2 cubic yards if I had to guess. It's a lot. I am having to water it some, all of them, because I don't know where you live, but in Central Virginia, I guess they would say we're in mild drought right now. We've got like right at a ½ inch in over a month. That's all we've had. So we need rain. In fact, I can't even make any more wood ash or biochar because we can't burn outside right now. All right, now we'll go to the front yard. So this is our second crop of grass, if you will, that John and I planted. It's filled in pretty good. Of course, I've overseeded a little bit, and then I'll probably come back and do that. And then over there where the long grass is our first one, and it's filled in pretty good. There's a few spots where I'll work on. And then right behind me here is our last thing we're gonna do probably till the fall. Right beside John here is strawberries are just going nuts. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna build compost about halfway up on that, all the way around it and out a little bit, and just sort of cascade down. So when those strawberries grow these little, I say fillers, there's a name for them, and they'll touch in the dirt down there when they fall out, and they'll start growing a new plant. They'll make a new crown. And so hopefully by next year, I'll have like cascading strawberries all around that, if I can keep the deer away from them. I'm starting to work on my flowers a little bit more. It looks a little rough right now because I decided to leave the leaves in there for mulch purposes, but I'm gonna come back once I get my annuals, which I'm growing, planted, and we'll put some shredded oak mulch on top of everything, and that makes great soil. This bed alone I've been doing for probably 15 years. In this area, if you can show the soil, the ground here, there's nothing. It's like clay, but my flower beds probably have 6 to 10 inches of good soil now just by building it up every year with mostly oak mulch. So phlox, all these other ones are called bees balm, which I love, and the insects, the bees, and the hummingbirds love it. But you have to be careful because it's sort of invasive. I usually come back after they flower every year and pull out what I don't want because they'll take over. As you can see, I have a hydrangea just starting here. This is hydrangea that grows from its base every year. Milkweed for my monarchs, Japanese irises. I'm not sure what this is. I wish I knew, but it's always got the pretty red on it. And of course, the roses behind me. I told John we need to work on that because we've got a few down. It's funny, this one is close to the ground. Wonder why it doesn't have any leaves, John. Do you know? Yeah, exactly. And that's a butterfly bush back there. And this is neat. Actually, John's wife and I found this the other day. This was a butterfly bush, and I thought the moles, which hopefully I have under control now, had killed it last year. But look at the base. You see that? It's starting to come back. So I've been feeding and watering it, and hopefully it'll come back nice. But it was giant. I love those butterfly bushes because they attract a lot of butterflies and good insects. A good thing to do with your irises, which I haven't done, is go in and thin them out. They're getting really thick in there. And they'll grow better too if you thin them out. Just thin the bulbs out, and you can give them away if you want to. And this crepe myrtle, that's grown from my crepe myrtles, which were behind John, from the roots. I've taken these out and transplanted them for my son. Maybe 2 of my sons have the crepe myrtles, and they're growing well. So as long as you get a good ball around the base, because you have to cut that root from the main root and get it in water and keep it happy until it gets established, it does well. The name of this escapes me too, but this bush has pretty red flowers. They're just starting to come now. And it's, boy, this is resistant, period. I mean, I could go and not water this for a month and I still think it would be nice. It's very drought resistant. You don't have to worry about it a lot. It's like, now this is a type of hydrangea, which is the same one I have in the back, but this probably 5 years ago was, most people would have thrown it in the trash or got rid of it because it was dead. But I did not. I had it in a pot, and then I took it out of the pot and planted it in this yard. My son and I, we dug a hole and put good dirt in there because the dirt's so bad here. I believe we have a problem right here, John. Look, well, I gotta get the spray out. Have I told you guys how much I hate deer? For my flowers, I use deer spray, and it works pretty well. But the only thing is that in the spring and summer when they're growing a lot, you have to do it more than what, I mean, deer spray is supposed to last like a month to 6 weeks sometimes, depending on the rain and stuff. But you have to do it more often than that if it's got new growth, because every time something grows, they'll come and they won't eat what you sprayed, but they'll snip off the new growth. So I haven't sprayed it all this spring, but I need to. I got a hydrangea coming here. This has beautiful flowers on it. Almost a purplish color, and it'll get great big. You see how big it gets. It grows all that every year, but that one actually grows from the base every year. This is a everbearing azalea bush. It's supposed to actually get flowers twice, and it's still got some flowers on the first thing, but it's grown crazy, and we like it because the leaves are so neat. They're like almost like a fuzzy kind of leaf on them, and they've been growing well. Hydrangea, and see this one grows from the old growth. The woody parts is like on a tree, and it has pretty good big flowers on it. I've put coffee on all these too, and also used some acid fertilizer because I want blue flowers this year. So we'll come back and see if I get them, because I usually get pink, which is amazing because the soil around here is on the acidic side, but it might be just because of the mulch they're in and everything. Might be the reason why they're always pink. Yep, just keep them well mulched and compost and fertilize, and they'll be happy. Oak leaf hydrangea, if you've never heard of that thing's amazing because it gets great big white, like big hydrangea white flowers on them. But as it progresses through the summer and they start to die, I guess, they turn to like a silvery color, and they're really pretty, and they stay on there till the fall. And you can see the growth on those. Already they're starting to get flowers. And these flowers, I know what they're called. These pretty purple flowers, and these things they'll grow anywhere in the shade. And I used to have a whole bunch more of them, but I think my hydrangeas are sucking all the life out of them. A lily is growing. The old one was right there from last year. And the post is because once it starts getting a flower or flowers on top, it'll get top heavy, and I don't want the wind to blow it down. That one's pretty. That's a healthy plant right there. And then another hydrangea that's just starting out. Some of them look sick now, but they look really nice in a couple months. Trust me, we'll see. And these are just some wildflowers that we planted here. And that's about it for now. It's amazing to think that it's just May 1st and we're already getting a lot of harvest. Lettuce and peas and romaine and spinach. Hopefully pretty soon we'll have some tomato blossoms. It's usually around the 1st of July when we get tomatoes, and then the peppers will be later, but we'll start spending a lot of time with the tomatoes in the upcoming weeks when we start tying them up and pruning them, and we'll probably show you all when we do all that. But we'll show you that when we get there. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit like if you like our videos, and leave me some comments. I'll try to reply to your comments if you leave them. I hope you have a good time and get out there in the yard and plant some flowers and do some gardening. It's good for your soul. We'll see you later. Bye.